earlier, talking a lot about adversity and how we deal with that adversity. So I thought no better person to come speak to us than my very good friend here, Ennis. He's my roommate. I've known him for 4 years. He was a teammate of mine at the UMass-Boston ice hockey team. And like Coach Presser said, talked a lot about, he was voted our team captain this year by a unanimous decision by our team. So this guy's got a lot of knowledge, got a lot to offer, so you guys pay attention, listen up. Ennis.
How you guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you to PrimeTime Lacrosse and for you guys to be here today. I just want to share with you guys my story and some of the personal things that I've gone through. And I hope that with that, it can really help you guys in the rest of your lives, both on the field and off. Well, there's a few people who may know my life story, and many are who don't. And this is the first time I'm actually be sharing my story with people who aren't my close friends and family. I think it's really important to share my story because I'm not too much older than you guys. I just finished college and graduated from high school in 2006. I'm 24 years old. I haven't started a real job yet. I'm not here to talk about life, how tough the real world is, because I even have a job myself in the real market. With that being said, I'm excited to be here and tell you a little bit about myself. I graduated from UMass-Boston with a degree in exercise and health science this year, and I'll be attending the acute trauma nurse practitioner program at UMass Medical School in the fall. As Anthony said, I was voted this year as a senior captain of my team by the guys and by my coaches. And this year I also won the J. Tom Lawler Award, which is given by the NCAA for dedication to hockey and competition of the sport. I'm however not here to tell you about my accolades because, to be honest, it's only recent that I've been recognized with these awards. Truthfully, I was not the valedictorian in my high school, not even the top of my class. I was an average high school student. Not the best hockey player, but I was pretty good. I loved hockey, lived and breathed hockey. That's all I knew and cared about. The truth is, there's not many times in life that you give something to a sport and in turn gives you your life back. But that's what hockey did for me. I was 13 years old when I was hitting a game and given a concussion. It was a feeling that I'd never experienced before. Anyone here that's had a concussion knows what it feels like. I was sent to the hospital where I was given a CAT scan and MRI. And the technician and attending resident doctor came in the room and said they had paged the surgery team because they saw something they thought that they shouldn't. They assured me that it could be a mistake, could be something on the film. They just wanted to check with the surgery team to make sure that's exactly what it was. From that very moment, I knew something was wrong. It didn't make sense. Even though I just suffered a concussion and I was kind of out of it, I knew my parents well enough to know that whatever the doctor had told them wasn't good news. I could feel it in the pit of my stomach, and within the hour I was med-flighted to Children's Hospital in Boston for further evaluation. Upon arrival to Children's Hospital, the doctors confirmed the worst fear of any parent and any person: I had a brain tumor. After a few more visits with doctors during weeks, the news only got worse. I had a very rare brain tumor called a cord plexus carcinoma, which is a cancerous brain tumor in the ventricle or the space of the two halves of the brain. This type of tumor has one of the lowest survival rates, which is only 5%, due to its complicated location and its tendency to be cancerous. In the area of the brain, it would only need a short amount of time before it moved through my blood to other areas of the body, which is why the survival rate is so low. Once I heard the news, I could only think of, what if I wasn't hit? What if they didn't find it in time? There's a very good chance that if I had any complications in just a few years, it would be too large to be removed and too great a chance the cancer had spread. My world stopped. I could not help but think every day until the scheduled surgery 1 week away that I could die. At age 13, I was only supposed to be worried about 3 things: girls, hockey, and girls. I struggled with this, could not help but ask myself, why me? I'm too young to die. It revolved around my head every single day, every single second. It was caught early, so I should be happy, but I was so afraid. I had never faced a problem that I couldn't hide from, couldn't run from. This wasn't a situation that I could talk my way out of either. There was only one option, and that was stand up and take it like a man. I saw my parents sick to their stomachs and knew if I could be brave for them, at least there would be one less problem they would have to worry about. I tried not to think about it, but it was everywhere. I couldn't sleep without having nightmares, so I just really stopped sleeping altogether. I had to survive surgery without brain damage, and I had to survive cancer at the same time. I was stuck, but I had nowhere to go. After surgery, I underwent bouts of medicine and radiation to ensure the tumor would not return. I had seizures weekly, which is a common side effect of brain swelling due to the surgery. They also told me that I may never play hockey again, as the rehab process entailed me how to learn how to walk and talk again. After any brain surgery, there are complications that may not show for some time because the healing process takes longer than other surgeries. I remember weeks later being extremely frustrated and extremely weak. I felt sorry for myself. I then went to a support group while at Children's Hospital, and that was the turning point in my life. I saw many kids, but none that looked like me. All these kids had undergone surgery did not come out like me. Most, if not all, had lifelong disabilities. They were in wheelchairs, on ventilators, and some even had to use smart boards, which allowed them to talk through a computer. I was shocked because I had it bad, but they had it much worse. I could not get better, and they would never be better. And later that night was the last time I ever felt sorry for myself. The kid in the next room had died. Here I was in the worst state of my life, and yet I was alive. It was the single most important thing that ever happened to my life. To experience the grief was enough to motivate me to succeed for all those who couldn't. From that moment on, failure was never an option for me. I vowed to myself that if I came out all right, I would do everything to get back on the ice, not just for me, but for those who couldn't, who wouldn't have the opportunity to do that again. After a long recovery, a year later, a tremendous amount of hard work, I made it to the varsity team at Boston Latin High School. That was the first step of a lifelong dream of playing college hockey and helped my team win the championship. I played junior hockey for 2 years with the Bridgewater Bandits. I went to UMass-Boston where I had played many games as a child. I felt home there, and I started on the fourth line in my freshman year and only played in 10 games. And by my senior year, I'd worked so hard in the classroom, in the gym, and on the ice, I was elected captain of my team, played on the first line, and played in every game. I also, for the first time, wasn't an average student. I excelled in the classroom, graduating magna cum laude, top of my class. The one thing, however, is the fact that I didn't tell anyone that I didn't need to about my story, because I didn't want to be looked down upon. I didn't want anybody's pity. It, however, grew on me, and is something I embrace. I started to tell people my story because I felt like I had accomplished everything I wanted to do, but still felt empty. I knew it was because people could benefit from my story, and soon after, I was contacted by New England Hockey Journal, and they published a really great article about my story, finally allowing others to know the truth about me. I don't wish that type of thing to happen to anyone or their family, but what is more important is who it has made me and how precious life truly is. When I was presented with this opportunity to speak here today, I jumped at it. I feel that by sharing my story today with you, I can inspire young kids to reach their dreams. There are many times in high school I felt like I couldn't do it, I got down on myself, but always thought of those kids in the hospital who weren't as lucky. I wasn't the best, like I said, I wasn't the best student in high school. I was just average. The same goes for hockey. I was a good player, but never the best. But I was given a second chance in life, and I wanted to use it to help others, which is why I'm going into the health field. It taught me that no matter what happens, break up with a girl, fight with your parents, or whatever might happen in your life, it is never too late to work harder and accomplish your goals, and that every day is a new day, a new opportunity. There are 3 pieces of advice I can leave you with. The first is to thank your parents or guardians for everything they do. There's so much sacrifice for you to be here tonight, and I want you to be able to acknowledge that. Secondly, I want you to think about helping others in need. The most rewarding thing you can do is to be able to give back to those who truly need it and appreciate it. Volunteering makes you realize how good we have it and how blessed we are to play a game we love when others are not as fortunate. And lastly, there's only one thing you take away from tonight, is that everyone always talks about proving people wrong. Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. The people that don't want to see you succeed are not important to you at all. The hardest thing to do in life is to prove someone right. If someone wants you to succeed, what gives you the opportunity to become successful, it is for yourself and those people that you want to share the accomplishment. In a sense, it is for those people you want to return the favor of success. There are 5 words that I will forever live by that I have learned from my experiences throughout my life, whether they're good, bad, or unpredictable. These 5 words are tattooed across my back so that they will never be forgotten. And they are: everything happens for a reason. Said separately, these words are relatively meaningless because they're heard or said on a daily basis. But together, they can mean everything. Just how each of you are on your own athletic teams. Individually, you may stand alone, but together, you can accomplish anything. Friendships, success, memories. While you may not be able to control everything in your life, it is how you react to what is thrown at you that truly proves what your character is and defines you as a person. I believe this obstacle was thrown at me and I was given a chance to overcome it. It makes me a better person and to strive continuously to live life to the fullest, best way I can. I'm happy to say that I can wake up every morning and look back. The most important is that each of you hears my story and learns from it, to not take life for granted, and to be aware of the future obstacles that you may face. Do not fear them, but welcome them. For each experience you must venture through will make you who you are and help you grow as an individual. Like I said before, everything does happen for a reason, and because of that, your dreams may only be a few steps away. Thank you.